So yeah, hello, this is Sakari. I was kind of bored, so I was thinking I want to show you some early designs I've done on GeoKone and work I've put into GeoKone and explain about a little bit about the process, what is to create software really, like what is it to create, like creativity software especially. And just to showcase that, okay, it's not really something you do overnight. It takes time, and it's like you do designs that you're not gonna use. You do implementations you're not gonna ever use. So it's a lot of putting work into testing out things also. So I just want to go through, show you some early designs, explain what I've been doing for the past 6 years. Like I started GeoKone already in 2011 when I got interested in numbers and what is behind numbers and so on. Started visualizing them, saw that okay, I need to create this great software. I cannot do it with existing software, it's just too much work. that turned out to be a lot more work, but a lot more rewarding also. So, and to be able to share those results. So yeah, let me just I can show you. I have this kind of I like to sketch things. This is my sketchbook, one of them. I have like 5 of these, and also I do like designs on the computer. I'm not gonna go through those, but I'm gonna show you some screenshots from during the years. But first, let me show you okay, the name GeoKone. You would think that figuring out names for software is easy, but no. You have to write down all kinds of stupid stuff that comes to mind. Like here you can see many different names I was thinking for GeoKone. I just for a couple of days I thought about the name and wrote down anything I could. Like there's some silly stuff here, like I don't know, like GeoFi, GeoGen, GeoPulse, PoluGeo, FuGeo, GeoFu, GeoGex, GeoGen. Yeah, I thought about GeoDex, GeoGen. That would be a cool name, but yeah, none of those stick. So ultimately I decided, okay, GeoKone. Geo is geometry, Kone is machine in Finnish, so I thought that has kind of like a Finnish Japanese vibe to it. Kone and Geo, so I thought, okay, that's a nice name, so let's use that. And yeah, also like I did a lot of UI design I never used, and I designed C++ versions of GeoKone. I also did a Java version. I converted GeoKone to Java, so that's something you have never seen. But I decided Java is not just up to the case, so the JavaScript is actually a pretty nice environment. You get to run the same code on every platform. It's not the most performant code, but it's actually pretty very close to native code these days with current browsers and JavaScript engines. So anyway, here I'm gonna show you some early screenshots of GeoKone, and it's never silent here also, so that's one thing, being a father, like having to deal with noise all the time and trying to work. Anyway, so shooting videos is another thing, and tutorial videos, and it's just a lot of work to set up everything. And I recommend anybody who wants to get an idea what is to do this whole thing, just do it yourself. You cannot know it anyway. To be honest, sometimes I'm kind of tired of listening to people requesting things or saying that, okay, this should be that and you should do that and blah blah blah, when actually everything in software design is hard. That's the harsh reality. Everything is hard. You have to have 10 years of experience of coding, learning all the stuff, reading books, coding for crap stuff for 5 years at least, and just like dealing with concentrating every day, doing that every day, focusing on that work, and putting yourself in the front of the computer and taking care of your body and mind. And it really can take physical and mental toll on you to program every day. So, but my goal, my inspiration is to see the results and to share the results with people. So I'm here for the long run. I'm not gonna go back to my day job. I'm gonna do this software for until it's reached this state I wanna see, and until we have the best sacred geometry software on this planet. I'm dedicated to this work. So anyway, here I have like a collection of old screenshots beginning from 2011. I'm just gonna go through this and show you a little bit about the development of GeoKone. Okay, here we can see very early version of GeoKone. It was just a one-page application, this kind of very simple. I had the parameters here, all the parameters were here, like on one page. And I already had the basics done here, and I could do this kind of stuff. So with software it's very easy to get the base idea done, but to really tweak it out, that's something else. So and here we can see a newer version. Try to figure out the UI, maybe showing the parameters here live, something that didn't really work yet. And here we have like a controller preview. I did this HyperJacana controller preview, but I never implemented it. Actually I implemented it, but when I started implementing this interactive controller that would show up on the screen and show the radius and the angle, I just couldn't get the performance I was needing with processing back then, so I ditched that idea. I'm hoping to bring this interactive controller back so you could have more intuitive way to control the geometry. Here we can see also like the controller preview and the classic JavaScript not a number error. This is like a different view, full screen view. And yeah, same thing, testing out the controller. And this was basically like you would click on the canvas and this controller would show up and show the parameters on each of these sides. So this could have like 1, 2, 3, 4 different parameters on each side of the compass, and you could control the parameters like up and down, like or origo, or actually this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 times 4 clickable sections on each side. Actually it has more, but I didn't use these two. Anyway, so this was like a controller, interactive controller that could show the preview. I designed, implemented that, but yeah, I'm gonna wait for newer versions to put that back in. So that's something else. You do a lot of work you don't use with software. And here's a bit newer version. Already have the menu here, like this is October 2011. I got the login function implemented, and this actually already like a pretty new version. Yeah, buggy, and yeah, some buggy stuff there. A Buddha appearing in the preview. I used to have this kind of preview window here, but I didn't use that. Already here is like a much newer version, like testing double buffering. So that means I'm rendering to another buffer, the active layer, not just rendering to the same window. It has optimization, so you don't have to render everything again. And here I'm going to try to figure out how the buffers are being drawn, the back buffer and the front buffer. And yeah, you can see Firefox taking all the CPU, and that was a problem in the beginning. I was just drawing all the frames again, every frame. Current version only draws when you need to, but the early versions were drawing the frames all the time. So yeah, you can see some early code, like processing code, like, and finding out some I Ching kind binary patterns. That was interesting. I didn't ever design the software to do something like this, but I just did that. And yeah, some simple stuff. And you can see the UI developing here a little bit all the time. And here we have like a debug buffer. I'm splitting the front and back buffers to different splits so I can see what is happening with the drawing. This is already a pretty nice version, like in 2012 February we got the nice different parameter pages, color picker and stuff like that, signing up, login, and more like random designs I did back then. And already this, yeah, itching kind binary patterns also. A buggy output, yeah, you get to see a lot of bugs. This was actually already a very nice state in when was this, 2012 maybe, yeah. And yeah, then I implemented early version of lib GeoKone, which was like GeoKone with C++. So this was like a C++ OpenGL fixed pipeline OpenGL version, just to try to figure out how to make a C++ version. And this was already in 2012, so I had plans for our C++ version already then, but I never got far with it back then. But I did like a very simple version. You can see some debug output here, trying to figure out how to calculate these triangles correctly with OpenGL. And yeah, this is output from the OpenGL rendering. This was pretty nice running live 60 FPS. And some code from my editor, nice colors. And here I'm trying out colored buttons, you know, trying out different colors for the UI, but ultimately, thanks to Antti from Amplifier, he suggested to use like designer colors, which are basically gray, black, you know, something that doesn't disturb the user. So I gave up everything colorful, like these colorful windows here, and yeah, this was basically looking pretty childish in a way. Already a much nicer look here. Testing out different buttons, how would they look, and palette and stuff like that. Yeah, here we have the status item already, like showing you some info. This is in when was this taken? June 2012, so summer 2012. And yeah, here we're approaching the professional look already, transcending into more professional. These buttons are looking especially fine. Yeah, anyway, here we can see like, okay, more buttons. Then I didn't have freeform resolution changing. So you could just export twice the size of the image with the high res image. And wow, okay, here we already have, this is already like looking at like the modern version a lot, with the seed of life formation being found. And this was in like September 2012, so 9 months from the first beta version. And we have like some buggy output, you know, drawing scenes on top of each other, kind of funny. Yeah, this I remember being a nice, just copying a lot of the same shapes with different scaling and radius. And here you can see an early version of the layer selector, showing six layers at a time, and more debugging of what is drawing where. Oh, here we have the pro version gray look already. Or debugging some back buffer, front buffer drawing here. So this active layer is drawn in a different buffer, so we don't have to redraw all this background all the time. And yeah, some nice Egyptian scene. Yeah, this is actually when we start 2013 already, like trying to figure out a good professional look here. Yeah, this was like, I was really excited about this Flower of Life and Sacred Geometry page. They featured one of my images that was like in the beginning. I was happy that they had like 15,000 likes. I was happy about seeing my image there. And this is where I implemented filling in 2013 January, filling of the shapes. More fill testing. Yay, this is already looking like a lot like the modern version. And here's where I stylized the buttons a lot and stuff like that. Debugging the layer container. More stuff debugging, it's just a lot of debugging while developing, testing out. And sometimes you just have to figure out, this doesn't work. Okay, let's scrap these 2 weeks of work and start from the beginning. And yeah, I did some early banner design like GeoKone assimilating geometry. Yeah, systems ready. This was in February 2013. Showing the layers here. Creating hexagons, that was pretty nice. And some glitches happening here with the code, creating this kind of snowflake glitch graphics. Yay, doing some black and white triangles, March 2013. Okay, this is already like very nice version with the mouse toolbar coming into play, so you could now use mouse. Before that it was only keyboard, so 2 years to mouse input, nice. And some promotional stuff. Here's the Java version I was speaking about. So in order to figure out if I could do this better with Java, because processing was like Java language basically, so it was pretty easy to convert the code to Java, and I could run the Java. It was basically Java, yeah. The processing was like a Java environment with the processing GS that I use for GeoKone was like basically converting the Java-like code to JavaScript. So that was slow. It was doing it runtime. So I decided, okay, let's try if I can convert this whole goddamn thing to Java, and I did that. So I got a running Java rendering with some keyboard interface. That was fun. It was fast, but not as fast as actually the JavaScript version, in a way, modern version. So Java was kind of like, okay, it was faster in a way, but slower in some aspects. And here we have already a very modern version showcasing like big canvas, this kind of nice design. Wow, we had a scene loader. Oh no, we could show previews of the scenes. This was in July 2013. More previews of scenes here. Yellow Sierpiskin triangle, July 2013. Scene loader and nice symmetric wave pattern made with GeoKone. And here we could have a complex scene thanks to the back buffer optimization, showing like different contexts here. And I think this was already translated to JavaScript, so I decided to ditch the Java and just convert the project to JavaScript. So ditch the processing JS and just rewrite it in pure vanilla JavaScript. So here I am debugging the vanilla JavaScript, and I'm already seeing nice performance improvements. More debugging. Yeah. Yeah, this is a nice interface, in a way, clean. Yeah, I was pretty excited about being able to. The pure JavaScript version was much faster than the processing one, so it did a lot less. So I was getting more performance and more complex scenes out of the code. And here's another design. I'm kind of sad I didn't save, so no saving working at this point. Like in September 2013, no saving, just developing. And usually when I develop, I find cool stuff while my code is broken, so I get excited and I don't have the code working, so I cannot save, so but that's how it goes. Yeah, I think this is already like first of the JavaScript versions. And yeah, the Nexus is here, October 2013. I think this was the first version when I released the pure JavaScript version in October 2013 with the scene loader, and we had a Facebook page. Yay, 444 likes. It was a fun moment in 2013. Yeah, some tracing. Yeah, testing animation, November 2013. This is where I started implementing animation, which actually proved very nice, and that's something I'm gonna continue improving. And this tracing feature I figured out by accident, kind of like drawing on the back buffer and not clearing it. That's been one nice, really nice feature. And I could already make these kind of schematic patterns with it, and also this kind of nice stuff. Yay. And yeah, sometimes I could figure out stuff that I can't go back to because I'm changing the code actually, so I don't think something like this is possible to do now. Well, of course it is, but not exactly. Yeah, some more tracing effects. I was really excited about this tracing. Okay, this kind of stuff you cannot do right now because I had some different code back then, but I hope to figure out how to do this kind of interesting Indian-like pattern. December 2013, and yeah, a lot of tracing stuff, getting excited about tracing, and the UI was changing a bit also, trying to put this into more nicer formation. And this is also like, I had this kind of non-symmetrical, like I mean more longer than in width kind of code. I could set the scale of vertical and horizontal, but I don't have that currently. Maybe I'll implement it later. This was very nice already, like in getting some nice stuff here. And yeah, as you can see, I got really excited about this tracing. And then hiding of the user interface. And anyway, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, like here I'm again in March 2014, beginning the OpenGL version. So this, I think this is when yeah, this is when I got my Oculus Rift DK1 in December, and I realized, okay, I have to make a virtual reality version of this code. So I started porting my code to C++ and OpenGL, and here in after 3 months of coding, you know, just code for 3 months. Can you imagine that? I started to really just got the code working because I was learning. So it took 3 months to get anything shown. And here you can see some early OpenGL renders, and here I'm testing stereo rendering, which I also had to implement by hand because the early Oculus software development kits didn't have even like setting up the stereo buffer for you, so you would just like, okay, figure out everything and do that manually. And testing out the stereo rendering, one of the early 3D scenes, to see that the perspective was right and the stereo was right, and more stereo rendering. You know, here you can see that how many lines of code, 2500 lines of code for the C++ early version. So this was in May. So in May I had like a demo ready, the first demo for what would be Geometry Phi. So it was still called GeoKone, but it was actually gonna be Geometry Phi demo. Okay, so then I had some exporting of PDF feature here in May also, so I could export the PDF. Anyway, this is getting pretty long, this video, so I'm just gonna go through this. Here are some screenshots from Geometry in VR. Yeah, I have a lot of these screenshots. I'm not gonna go through all of these because it's gonna take forever. Here I'm doing skybox rendering for my OpenGL engine, so that's another thing. Early Geometry demo screenshots with debug data. This is all 3D, handmade, and yeah, I had a lot of these test screenshots. 3D. Here's some C++ code, you know. Wow, that was like a whole big headache doing that 3D stuff. Like I couldn't understand anything of 3D before this, but now I can, so it was all worth it. Here's some early screenshots of the Geometry engine, side triangle engine I'm still developing. This is rendered with OpenGL. It's pretty nice, moving at 60 FPS. Also this and this and this and this and this and this and this. These all, and some C++ code, you know. This was by Mika. Yay, I had background drawing. This is already in November 2015. Setting backgrounds. Yeah, some glitches with 3D rendering. Setting backgrounds. Drawing over Pumayana. Showcasing 3D projection, you know. Yeah, January 2016. Okay, I have Lua scripting here going on. So I decided, okay, I kind of do this with C++, this 3D version. It's too much work to do in C++, so okay, I need a scripting language. So I integrated Lua scripting. That was another banging of the head thing. Just bang your head until it works. And yeah, okay, I see these are like new screenshots. Anyway, yeah, then some modern stuff, but I think that's enough for this video. Like 3D stuff and, you know, code and calculating triangles, you know, just figuring out everything. I want to understand everything, so. And it's a good moment to see that you have less issues open than closed, so each one of these issues is like at least 3 days of work, maybe, or 2 days, or 1 day, or maybe 2 weeks, who knows. So 46 things closed on a 3D engine for Geometry. You can figure out how long that has taken. Anyway, yeah, I think this gives you some idea of all the work that has gone into GeoKone, and also an idea of that we're gonna continue working on this also. So yeah, I think that's it for this video, and maybe if you had energy to watch through, congratulations. I think this came out longer than I expected, but okay, I think that's it. Bye bye.